It's time to welcome Park Hyatt Director of Golf, Renny Brown. Renny, let's start with this. Now, I want to give you credit where credit is due. You were like Phil Mickelson. He skipped the U.S. Open. You skipped the British Open and being here for family reasons. But you did send me this text. Let's go ahead and show the text what it was. Look at that. You predicted.
Hey, how about that?
On Saturday. This is for real, on Saturday. So you got to be pretty proud. That's your second time. The other one was...
Thanks for showing that.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure. You know, funny we talk about Spieth, because Justin Thomas is his best friend. Is it a coincidence that these two guys might be two of the best 5 players in the world, and now he's won 4 times on tour, and, you know, wins right after Spieth does?
Yep, and throw Ricky Fowler into that as well. You saw him after Thomas came off 18. No, I don't think it's a coincidence. I mean, those guys grown up playing junior golf and junior Ryder Cup and all of those things. So I think that that's kind of the new wave of golf.
I want you to listen to a soundbite. You just talked about all those guys from Justin Thomas after his round. I'm going to get your reaction.
To stick around and who knows what could happen. And I mean, all those guys to be here, it's a cool thing we have going on right now with the young golfers, and we're all rooting for each other. And if we can't play well, we want the others to play well. So, you know, obviously it was great to win, but I feel like, you know, it's a part of the little group now.
Now, gone are the days, we remember the Tiger intimidation. Everybody, when they're playing with Tiger in the final group, everybody would, you know, I mean, Tiger basically had the advantage. Now all these guys are friends. Is this good for golf? What is this for golf? Is it good for golf? Or some old school people say it's bad for golf because you lose the rivalries.
I think it's just different for golf, and this is what we're faced with, and this is what's happening now. And you know, the interesting part to me watching the last 9 holes, and especially when you kind of knew that Thomas, you thought, was going to win, I think having a friendship with a guy like Jordan Spieth, you're that close to a guy that's won 3 majors, and in the back of his head, I'm thinking like, okay, I got to do this. I got to prove to not only everybody, to myself, but I got to show Spieth that I can win one too.
And do you think that really drives him? Because, you know, those guys all go on, we've seen the vacation pictures, they go on vacation, and, you know, you have guys that have major titles, and of course, you know, Ricky has the 5th major, but Justin Thomas hadn't had any of these. Now he has it, so he has a little something to talk about on vacation.
Well, and he's won 4 times this year, too. That was his 4th win. We talked about it earlier, the first one on the U.S. mainland.
True.
Right?
Very true.
But I think that now what Ricky Fowler's thinking is, like, and he was there and very complimentary and all that, but he's like, I got to win one myself now. Become part of the club. And I think it can be a pretty good club.
Thomas's 4th win this season, you mentioned that, through 2016, 2017, he won in Kuala Lumpur. And I honestly forgot that he won those 2 first times in Hawaii. I mean, this guy is racking up what could be Player of the Year honors already. If you were to pick a Player of the Year, is it Thomas?
He's the front runner, for sure. I mean, this is the last major. Season's almost over now. So, yeah, I think if at the end of the day, he's going to be on the President's Cup team, for sure. And I think he's your Player of the Year as well. This is just kind of the final stamp.
When you watch a guy like that, and you as a instructor, how good is this guy? How good is this guy's game? Because we know Spieth can play, we know Fowler can play, but how good is Justin Thomas? Because a lot of people don't really know him.
Yeah. Well, look at how far the guy hits the ball. I mean, he weighs nothing, and he hits it in places that not many people in the field coming down the stretch were hitting it from. So he's got loads of talent, and now I think winning this major for him, it could be, you could see him win a ton more majors, because now he's got that belief in himself, like, hey, I can do it. I've been there, and he can rely now on that experience of going through that grind of winning your first major.
Pressure of a final round in a major to, I guess, a regular tour event, you know, like the Greenbrier here, you know, out at La Jolla, it's amped up completely, isn't it? Especially when you have the lead. You saw the guy who had the lead just completely fall apart.
Yeah, and in a major, what it comes down to is not only who's going to play really well, but who's going to limit their mistakes and know where to miss it. A good example was on 18, and it was kind of, I mean, he had a 3-shot lead, but hits it in the bunker, doesn't try to bite off too much, just plays it. Didn't hit a great shot, but didn't hurt himself with a shot like that. And played really for bogey. And in a major, in a regular tour event, you can't do that. But when these guys, when a low round in a major is 67, 68, you've got to be careful, and you've got to avoid the big number.
And is this what makes these guys so good? Obviously, they have game, but mentally they're strong. I guess.
Oh, for sure. All of them are. I mean, you can go players 1 through 100, but yeah, in a major, I mean, it's who's playing their best, and really who's putting really well is really the key. And he made a lot of clutch putts down the stretch.
Let's talk about the last 9 majors. 8 of the 9 guys, take out Jordan Spieth, are first-time winners. And now they're saying golf is a young man's sport. But 6 of those guys are all under, 30 and under. And then there's 3 guys that are, 30 and over, with Stinson being 41.
Right.
Is golf a young man's game now, or is golf a, still good for the older guys?
Yeah. I mean, it's a little bit of everything, but I would err on the side of it's a young man's game. I mean, Jordan Spieth's an example. Who won today? Justin Thomas. You can go down the road of how many good young players there are, and golf's in a really good spot.
Why is it so much getting young people into golf? Because there was a time where, that people. My grandpa plays golf. Right. I don't play golf.
Well, and the nice thing, I think, being from an operator standpoint, we need more people. We need youth to play more golf and get them involved. And I think watching a guy like Justin Thomas or a guy like Jordan Spieth, golf can be cool. And 10, 15, 20, 25 years ago, I don't know if that was the case.
Have you seen an increase in young golfers for the kids to come in?
San Diego's great because we just hosted Junior Worlds. Phil Mickelson is a product of San Diego Junior Golf. So is Charlie Hoffman, Pat Perez. So, San Diego is a great place for youth to play golf. And there's a lot of great golf courses around as well.
I showed you a piece of video and you told me the funniest story. So let's look at this shot from John Rahm. Have you ever taught anybody that shot right there? Because he couldn't put his feet in the hazard there. Have you? What's your experience from that shot?
I've got one experience, and I'll blame my dad for this, Fred Brown, but I had a similar shot up against a tree, and so I was kind of just starting to play golf, and he showed me exactly what to do, and so I took a big swing at it. I did hit the ball, didn't go very far, but the club came out of my hand, spun up in the air, came right down on my scalp, nice little cut, and that ended the round. We had to go in and get stitched up. So thanks, Dad. Appreciate that.
Have you done that shot since?
I've never tried that shot again.
And I'm guessing you don't teach that one up here. Okay.
So I don't teach that.
Yes. Renny Brown, Park Hyatt, Aviara. A great place to go, by the way. Yeah, very nice.
Hey, thanks.
Great golf course. And, well, that's about it. I'll go ahead and send it back to you all at the desk.